We hope you brought the aloe and sunscreen.
Bullshit.
Because these takes are scorching hot. Now, get ready for some raw,
You want it raw?
gritty, and unfiltered takes from the old man, Don himself.
She can't say the truth because it does make you look like an idiot. Because that's what she is.
These are Pop's Takes, right here on BV Nation Radio.
Bullshit.
And good evening, everybody. Welcome once again to another edition of Pop's Takes right here on Backwoods Veterans Media. As always, I am J-Dub, and joined with me is the old man Pops himself. And before we get started, please remember, head over and check out our website of backwoodsvets.com, where you can catch up on all the latest and greatest of what's going on in BV Nation and Backwoods Veterans Media. Catch up on all your favorite shows, our outdoor blog, and more. Again, that's over at our website of backwoodsvets.com. In the meantime, we were supposed to have a show here on Monday evening, but here at the
heat,
here at the HQ of Backwoods Veterans here in Beaver Creek, Oregon, it was a little toasty. As a matter of fact, it was like 115 degrees toasty, with really not much AC in this side of the house. The equipment would not have liked it all that well. So with that being said, we're like, we're going to wait a couple days until things cool on down. So anyhow, glad to be back. And yeah, here we are once again. So Pops, you actually had quite a bit of stuff because this weekend is 4th of July.
Right.
And normally when we do these shows, we're talking, topics of the day and everything else, but we're still going to talk a little bit about that stuff.
Right, we're still talking topics.
But you actually had something special that you wanted to do this evening here on the program. And just a quick programming note, there is no BV Nation Radio this weekend, and there is no Pops Takes next week for
4th of July.
Yeah, for observance of 4th of July. And I'm not going to be home until Monday night anyhow.
Yeah.
So heading over to Central Oregon, go and do a little camping over there. So going to be a good time with the rest of the crew and whatnot. So anyhow, Pops, take it away, good sir.
I just had a birthday here a few days ago. And
you did? I thought your birthday was here.
My anniversary was, but my wife got it for me for my birthday a little early. Birthday's 5 days after the 4th. Okay, it's next week.
Right.
But she got me found me a T-shirt, and it's got a saying on it. And I think that's why she got it for me, because it's the way I feel.
Okay.
And I'm going to read what it says on it, because you guys you can't see it on my shirt, but it's got a background of a flag and all. And right at the top of it, it says, "Long may it wave." Our flag is more than just cloth and some ink on it. It's universally recognized symbol that stands for liberty and freedom, what we all fought for, right?
Mm-hmm.
It is the history of our nation, and its mask were marked by the blood of those who died defending it, plus the blood of those that left a lot of blood and still made it back. But yes, I want everybody to remember that. And that's the way I feel about the 4th of July. And that's our flag, my flag day. That's when I like to recognize the fact that that's the day we had our independence. And it's a very important day in our history. I realize our schools don't want to teach that history or anything like that. But I've got one more thing to say about this. Fellas or gals or whatever out there, I got something to say. First, biggest thing I can ever say to you, if you don't like our flag and what it stands for, get the hell out of my country.
Holy crap.
I've had it.
Wow.
Now that's not bullshit.
Swinging. I wouldn't have expected that. Holy cow.
That's exactly the way I feel. If they don't like this country, then get out.
Right? No. Hey, I'm not disagreeing with
Hey,
you one bit. Not one bit.
Too many of my brothers and sisters, all the way from the Independence War, from
Revolutionary
England,
War.
Revolutionary, everything, all the way to what we got now.
Right.
Our brothers and sisters, they're all our brothers and sisters.
Absolutely.
And they've, a lot of them fought and died, a lot of them lost limbs, they are never going to be the same again. But guess what? We're supporting them all, and that's what it's all about. And if you don't like what my flag represents, and then it's not your flag, then get the hell out of my country. Go someplace. I'll even help you pack for China. If that's where you want to go, if that's where you want to live.
Old Papa Joe gonna pick up the tab, right? Old Sleepy Joe.
Yeah.
Good old Sleepy Joe.
Sippy cup.
The sippy cup.
Sean Hannity named that.
Oh my goodness almighty. Sippy
Anyhow,
Cup Joe. That's Pops' new trademark for President Biden.
That's
I like
Sean. That's Sean Hannity's. I just stole it from him.
Well, so you're using it. Gotcha.
Yeah.
Tracking.
Want to give do what it's due to who it is.
Well, yeah, you got to give credit where the credit's due.
Absolutely.
So I got a question for you, right quick. So I know I'm heading out of town,
Okay.
along with with High Tech and Mariah and Alex and pretty much the bulk of the BB Nation crew, as well as EO Complaint and all those. Which, by the way, welcome to him. Be sure to tune in, catch his show starting Wednesday nights over on the Spreaker app for Hump Day Hangover. That's going to be a good one. If you guys like Friday Night Debauchery from back in the day, yeah, you're going to like this one. But anyhow, so we're going to be over in Central Oregon up at the Ochos camping for the 4th, trying to get up in a little bit of relief from the heat and stuff from up there. I mean, they're still getting triple digits over in Central Oregon.
You're running into the heat.
Yeah, I know. Just, you know what, though? Here's the thing. It has been so nice, especially today, because we've had a little bit of overcast, and it's helped keep the temperatures down in the high 70s, low 80s. It's been beautiful. Absolutely beautiful compared to what we had just a few days ago, where we're record-breaking triple digits here in the Pacific Northwest, which, it's not uncommon for us to hit triple digits, but at where they were at was absolutely insane. It was like, holy crap, when we're shattering records day after day after day, it was just crazy. And
we had 90, it was 72 degrees here today at noon.
Mm-hmm.
Night before last, it was 74 degrees, was the lowest it got all night.
Right. Well, what was it? Sunday night, the low was what?
75.
No, low was actually higher than that. It was like 84, 82 degrees.
Right.
And that actually set a warmest all-time low. So the highest recorded low temperature for this area out here.
Just too damn hot.
And then turn around and freaking turn it up to, out here on the back deck on Monday, you said noon. What was it? It was like it was like a little after 2. You said, I was like, yeah. It was like 120
yep.
on the deck. And I'm walking around outside of work freaking going, yep. Freaking that wind would pick up and start ripping, and that heat's just blasting your face. I'm like, oh, hello, old friend.
Well,
I remember you from my days in the Middle East.
Wasn't High Tech down in Vegas, and wasn't his temperature there?
Oh, it was cooler
than what we had here.
It was 5, almost 10 degrees cooler there than what it was here.
Right.
Apparently, it was funny because on Monday, apparently there were only 3 other places on the planet that were hotter.
That's the Sahara Desert.
The Sahara Desert. It was just outside of Cairo, Egypt.
Yeah.
Kuwait City, and Death Valley.
Yeah.
Those are the only 3 places on the face of the earth that it got hotter than what it was in Portland, Oregon on Monday.
Well, it's cool down. It's more normal now.
Yeah, this is way more normal now compared to what it was.
Well, the average high for right now usually is around the mid 70s.
Yeah.
And we're way over that.
Well, not too far over, not
Not too
compared to
far
what we
today.
were.
Well, not today too much, but it's going back up in the high 80s, low 90s. So
Absolutely. So what are your, I mean, you heard my plans. So what are your plans for this weekend?
well, it looks like my wife's got to work Saturday, so
Right.
probably Sunday and Monday we're just going to spend the wife and I together, and Sunday night I want to watch the fireworks on the TV so I can see that.
There you go.
That's about the only place you're going to see it.
Unfortunately, which is kind of crazy because, well, first off, so the only reason I bring this up is because it kind of has some sort of relevance. So as you know, today, Oregon finally is coming out of, has finally lifted all its COVID-19 restrictions, or at least the majority of them, at least for like general public and things like that.
Right.
But you still have to abide by freaking Fed mandates and stuff if you walk, go to federal property like an airport or something.
Airports and hospitals and
Yeah, they're still
medical centers.
Yeah, they're still requiring the face masks and everything else. But to go, to just go out and do your general business of the day, that mandate has now been lifted, and I believe Oregon and Washington were the last two states to do it. And the only reason why I bring that, which means that Governor Brown's state of emergency for COVID is now done. Her orders have now been, at her freaking emergency freaking declarations and all that crap that had to deal with COVID are now done.
Right.
However, guess what? She now has declared another state of emergency for wildfires, for wildfire danger. Does this not sound like reminiscent of 9 months ago?
It's exactly
10 months ago? The end of last summer?
Yeah.
When we had all the wildfires here in our area, and we wound up having to pack up and move out and everything. That was rough. Well, that was ugly.
And one thing, if I'm not mistaken, one thing about this wildfire thing, it's in certain areas. Mm-hmm. It's down to areas. It's not the whole state.
Right.
So.
And the biggest thing about it is that Portland has now banned the use. You can still buy.
No, you can't even buy them in Portland now.
Oh, you can't buy them in Portland now?
No.
Really? Because I know as of earlier today, they were saying, yes, you can still buy them. You just can't light them off as far as fireworks go.
No.
Because of the quote-unquote fire danger.
They'll have them on sale in New Year's. They're going to sell them for New Year's.
Okay.
We're going to have a lot left over. But they were talking to some of the fireworks stand owners and stuff like that, and distributors, and they said that they've got to take all that stuff and put it in storage. And they got to pay for storage all this time until they can bring it back out and sell it for New Year's.
What's funny is that a lot of these folks that run these fireworks stands, and apparently in the Portland area now cannot sell them. Here in Clackamas County, they still can right now. That's to be decided sometime tomorrow. It's funny because a lot of these folks don't understand when it comes to storing explosives, how it has to be separated or segregated,
right.
Sorting by different groupings and things like that.
But that's why he says it's going to cost him so much money.
Oh, yeah. Because now they have to put everything in a secure location. They can't just put it in mom and pop's freaking shed out back. No, it has to go into its actual, United States Code 49 CFR.
Right.
Has to go into an approved storage facility for that stuff to actually be secure. Yes, because it is a class 1 explosive. And these guys, they're gonna be shelling out some buku bucks to be able to store that stuff for now, if that's going to be the case. So I'm just wondering when, and if that's the case, and now we have the state of emergency for it here in the state of Oregon, is the state going to help out with those costs? Probably not.
Well, that's why they.
Or is that the reason why they declared the state of
That's
emergency?
the reason why they declared the emergency.
So now the state is going to be able to release funds to be able to help these folks with storing it
Well, they can also
until they can sell it.
with it under an emergency thing. I think they can utilize the FEMA funds and stuff that they get from FEMA.
Should be interesting to see how it all plays out.
I know they're. I don't know that she did or not, but they were talking about trying to get her to declare an emergency from the heat and everything for the berry harvesting and everything, because they figure they're going to lose 50 to 60% of their crops.
I wouldn't doubt that. I would not doubt that one bit.
Well, the green berries just dried up on where they were. Never sharp ripened or anything else.
Mm-hmm.
And like raspberries, instead of being a red, they bleached out to almost a white,
Oh, wow.
pale pink. So, and that's just that. And the blueberries didn't grow because they didn't get moisture. It was a bad thing for the berry crops.
Right.
Anyhow, that's where we're at with our emergency stuff.
Gotcha.
Now, one of the things I was going to talk about tonight, we don't have much time for it. First thing, this Kamala Harris was such a disaster
Mm-hmm.
going down to Guatemala, and then her supposed trip to El Paso is supposed to be on the border, which is, 300 miles away or something
Something like that, yeah.
But because her whole diplomatic trip or whatever,
Oh, that was just a pure disaster.
it was all.
It wasn't that,
Now,
and it has.
I guess maybe it's kind of the rumor going around the White House, I understand.
Oh,
That-
really? You don't say.
There is a rumor going around the White House that this moving Joe Biden up to represent us at the Olympics,
Mm-hmm.
which would normally be a vice president's job,
Right.
they kind of moving Harris back out of the duties of the vice president and putting her in hiding, basically, and
Which-
having Joe Biden do all the work for her.
See, now this I find is actually quite ironic because of the simple fact that, everybody swore for the longest time that it was going to be the other way around, that they wanted to keep Papa Joe all freaking tucked away, hid all nice and neatly, so that way he couldn't bubble through things.
Well-
And now we have it apparently the other way around.
Well,
That now we're going to have I would take that back. It wasn't the president that we're now going to have that's making the rounds. At least from what you're telling me here the other night, it's going to be the first lady
what
is now going to be the one.
Well, one of the things that got people talking, first off, is that they put her into going down to the Olympics and all that and representing the United States.
Right.
The other thing is that she is, when they went to the G7 summit over in Europe,
Right.
when they were flying over, she was sitting in the president's desk in the Air Force One,
Wait, why was she sitting
She was-
behind?
working on things on the, I guess, political things. Anyhow, she was working on all that, and his desk. She was
She's the
seen-
first lady, not a politician. She has
She-
no business doing that.
She was seen by some of the reporters, and they're the ones that said it. That she was at his desk working.
Interesting.
Now, they didn't say what she was working on. They just said she was sitting at his desk working in his office on Air Force One. Now, it makes you wonder if that's what maybe she wanted all the time, because she, pushing her husband as bad as he is with his
Right.
mental capacity and all that right now. Maybe that's what she wanted, to move in and take over and be the president and vice president and everything, and the first lady all in one.
Put the incompetent ones in there
No,
so that
that's
way
just-
she can step up to the plate.
Yeah. That's not a fact. That's just something that came to my mind and something I thought about. So
I believe we have a soundbite of you saying something along the lines of, now that's terrorism. Putting the first lady behind the POTUS's desk. I mean, it's not the first time that a female has been back behind the desk of the president, but that was for other reasons.
yes,
Monica, Marilyn. I mean, what? Which, by the way, Pops, good old Carl chiming in saying, howdy, Pops.
hey Carl.
So good to see you in there, brother. And Miss Krista, good to see you checking in as well. So, yeah. So what else you got? What else you got on tap?
Gun control.
Use both hands.
Yeah.
That's my stance on gun control. Use both hands.
Exactly. I know that's what you said. But the assault weapons that the governor or the mayor of Chicago is hollering about, we got to ban all assault weapons and all that.
Oh, my God.
Your ARs and all that are causing all her shootings. And
this coming from the lady
mayor,
the mayor of the city that has the strictest gun control in the union, that also has, I can't say right now, normally has the highest murder rate per capita in the United States. And right now, you know who's leading the charge? I will tell you, this is not Chicago.
Portland.
Yes, it is Portland.
Portland, Oregon.
Since they've done all their little defunding crap up here in Portland, the violent crime rate in the city of Portland has shot up literally 800%. Hear me out. 800%. That is insane. But you know what? When you have that many law enforcement officers walking off the force or retiring or whatever else, all in one shot, because the city commissioners as well as the mayor, who's the quote unquote police commissioner for the Portland Police Bureau, has basically tied their hands and does not let them do their job the way they need to. And you have a revolving door DA.
Well, not only that,
but
there's something else too. You forgot one of the reasons that one group, first response group and all that, or high response or whatever it is, the reason they disbanded and lost all the guys on it, resigned, and the gals.
Yep.
The reason for it, one of the big reasons, everybody says, well, the cops are just cowards, they're not going to do it. And we had a council member say that these people have written off.
Oh, you're talking about Joanne Hardesty.
They're saying they claimed that the police and everything had become cowards.
Okay.
Well,
right.
What happens was when you're home and everything that you own is on the chopping block, if you make one single tiny mistake, you no longer have any protection.
Right.
They can sue you and take everything you own and everything your family owns.
Oh yeah, they took out a lot of protections for law enforcement.
So that's why a lot of them.
Nick Calise says it's not the legal guns, legal owners. These clowns don't want to admit what is going on. Yeah, and you're right. You're right on that one, Nick.
Well, a lot of them, they get these weapons from these guys that or gals or whoever's doing the shooting. Mm-hmm. They get their weapons and they start checking them. There's no serial numbers. There's no nothing.
Because a lot of them shave them down.
They're all taken off. Which they're not registered anyhow by them.
No, they're either stolen or...
They don't have a registered weapon.
Yeah, exactly.
So how the registered weapons, the people that have them, except for one or two, I can't think of one or two that family member got a hold of the weapons and did a bad thing with them.
Well, honestly, I can think of quite a few. One was the Sandy Hook shooter. That was one. The Reynolds High School shooter was another. And there's, matter of fact, Clackamas Town Center shooter was another one. But those are all cases of individuals stealing, bringing illegally purchased firearm.
Right.
And these what they had pretty much they knew the access or how to access these secured weapons in their home. They were family members of the people that bought these guns, and they wound up going ahead and committing these atrocities with them. So it's not the firearm. The firearm is just a tool. And it doesn't matter if it's a damn musket. It doesn't matter if it's a freaking Gatling gun. It doesn't matter if it's a piece of field artillery, a mortar, an AR, whatever. They're all tools in the toolbox to do a job.
Exactly.
But when you have, and I will tell people right now, because there is a huge misconception. If anybody watching this program, either now or later, has it in their head that an AR-15 or an M4/M16 are the same weapon, I am here to tell you right now, you could not be more wrong. You cannot be more wrong. Yes, they look very, very similar. They look almost identical. But I will tell you right now, functionally, they are not. Absolutely not.
Well,
one is a select fire weapon. One is a semi-automatic weapon.
Anybody that's familiar with weapons at all, any of those weapons, knows they're not the same.
No.
It's only idiots out there that are trying to shut it down our Second Amendment that are claiming all these things about these things all being alike and they're all bad. They don't know.
You realize that shoulder-fired rifles are actually, in regards to means to committing mass murders or committing murders in general, well, not murders, but homicide. We'll leave it at homicide because homicide is a very, very broad description. It can be used for murder. It can be used for manslaughter. It can be used for a number of things. All homicide is, in legalese, is the taking of another human life. That's it. Whether it's self-defense, whether it's manslaughter, murder, whatever the case. But the use of shoulder-fired weapons is actually number 7.
Oh, yeah.
On the list.
Well,
according to the FBI's UCR report that they put out every year. Number 1, want to know what number 1 was? Knife.
Yeah.
A knife.
That's the next thing they're going to try and do.
Number 2, these guys right here.
Hand-to-hand.
Hand-to-hand combat was number 2. Then handguns. Then there were a couple other ones. But the numbers after the knives and the freaking fists, the numbers drop dramatically. I'm talking literally by thousands.
Oh, yeah.
So, yeah, it's crazy. It's not as horrible as what a lot of these people that are pushing the agenda are making folks to believe.
Well, the pretty soon they're going to want to make you get a permit to have your kitchen knives and stuff so you can make food, cut food up and stuff for dinners and stuff. So that's the next thing on their agenda, I guess.
Right.
I don't know.
90%
That's the
AR
way they
means
think.
Assault rifle. Uneducated people throwing opinions out there. You're right. AR does not stand for
assault rifle.
No, it does not. AR actually stands for Armalite rifle, which was the company that originally designed the AR-14, which was a predecessor to the 15/M16A1. And you remember when those came out?
Yeah, they tried to bring them to us, and no, we throw the things away.
And then, as of 1963, became the standard issue rifle of the United States military.
Yeah.
Was it 63 or 64 when they switched over from the? Because you guys were still using M14s, weren't you?
Yeah, we were using M14s.
Yeah.
In fact,
with a 7.62 NATO.
Exactly.
Yeah, buddy.
But the snipers and stuff were still using specials.
They still do to this day. Again, I mean, you get the squad designated marksman or SDFs. Excuse me. That'll get they might get a high speed one. They might get a high speed optic to put on their AR, or if you're your standard infantry platoon, your standard rifle platoon, then yeah, you'll have a guy with a mini 14 or something along those lines, and that's what they're using. Unless they're in an actual designated sniper slot, then you're not going to see those guys unless with a Barrett or a M24 Model 700 Remington, and so forth and so forth. But it varies from unit to unit, because I mean my last deployment, we weren't a line infantry company. It was a combat engineer company, but we still had a Barrett in our arsenal. Oh no, we had two. We had two Barretts.
Did you?
Yeah. Yep. Or no. 4. Each two, because each line platoon had a Barrett. So, but we were split up into 4 combat security teams, convoy security teams, and you would have 2 security teams per platoon, and they would switch back and forth as far as which one got the Barrett that mission. So, anyhow, enough about that. So,
well, it's just like I said before, though. The whole thing about this gun control thing is that they don't want to have any cops. I guess they want to go back to the days back in the old West where the towns were run by bandits and
hooligans.
Yeah. One big mob boss in each town.
Oh my goodness!
They don't want to obey any laws. They don't figure that they should follow the Constitution, for one thing, and that's our number one laws in that
law of the land.
That what has to be obeyed to begin with,
Absolutely.
and that has to be enforced.
Absolutely, 110% agree.
Well, Justin, I got one more thing off the weapons. It's kind of a little different thing. But I got one more thing I wanted to bring up today.
Go ahead.
I heard yesterday a comment from the Nike CEO, and a statement he made, and I wouldn't take anything from Nike if they gave it to me.
Oh, okay.
After what he said, the Nike CEO, we are a brand of China and for China. Put that in your pipe and smoke it.
They are a brand of China for China.
Yes. That's exact words.
Phil Knight he's not going to have a job for too much longer. Because Phil Knight, I'm telling you right now, is not going to let that one fly. He may no longer be the CEO of Nike, but seeing how he still has a majority stockhold in that company,
I just can't see him putting up with that.
No. If Phil Knight does not fire this guy, as of yesterday,
I got this one.
Yeah,
I wouldn't spend a nickel on Nike right now.
No. Nope. So
I wouldn't give the sweat off my rear end. How's that? I mean, I got
some from Monday he can have.
Yeah. It really,
cheese from under these nuts. Anyhow,
it really frosted me when I heard that.
Yeah, absolutely.
I just come right out of my chair. I was just, oh
my goodness almighty. There are some people in this world that should not be allowed to reproduce, let alone even breathe.
Yeah, I can close with that, I guess. But that was my final comment. I had to get that comment in today.
What was it that a famous drill sergeant or drill DI from your era once said? I think it was something along the lines about the best part of him ran down the crack of his mom's ass and wound up as a brown skin on the mattress. I think you've been cheated. Anyhow, guys, that does it for us here on this week's edition of Pop's Takes. Oh, man, you got any words of wisdom going into the holiday weekend you want to send out to everybody?
Remember, just tell them people that you run across that don't like our flag and don't like what we're celebrating. Tell them to go to another country where they don't have that.
I can get behind that.
Just tell them to get packed up. You'll help them pack. There's enough. Right. There's enough.
Absolutely.
And I just, when they are derogatory towards my fellow brothers and sisters, it just
Kind of chafes you the wrong way.
very much the wrong way. I get furious.
I'm right there with you. Right there with you.
That's when I want to pull my firearm out.
All right. Well, Pops, thank you so much for that. Guys, that does it for us here on this edition of Pop Steaks. Again, we'll be back in not next week, but the week after with an all-new edition of it. And in the meantime, I will talk to you guys next Wednesday live over there on the new Hump Day Hangover. We will have an all-new episode of oh my God, had a brain fart, of Rockabilly Radio for you this Friday. So over on Spreaker.com. So be sure to tune in and check that out. In the meantime, guys, have a safe and awesome Independence Day weekend. Much love to you all from those of us here at Backwoods Veterans Media. Take care, God bless, and happy birthday, America. We are gone.